Gold H4 time frame 1893 is your super strong support level, and price is struggling to go below 1909. And if you see price action, then price is making inverted head and shoulder chart pattern, and chart pattern is complete, and now it is testing neckline at 1935. If neckline breaks, then next big resistance is 1983. Technically, there is a big price gap between these two levels. Since you have big news CPI this week, so anything is possible. You saw it ignore strong GDP, then strong ADP, but NAP after long time is now below expectation number, and people who are confused that why it is not jumping on first big miss on NAP number, because wage growth were stronger than expected number. So it was good and bad news at the same time. So you can buy below 1935 level, and after breakout a price retest this level 1935, then you can buy again. And if you see daily time frame, then you have this strong trend line, and last week you saw fifth retest of this trend line. And daily time frame, your first strong resistance 1935. Once this level breaks, then it will not stop before 1980, because after NAP CPI is your last news before FOMC meeting. And if CPI drops too, and if it show 1% or maybe more than that drop in inflation, then it can jump directly to 1980. So technically you have this trend line, falling wedge chart pattern, and breakout confirmation 1935 level. And if you have watched all of Fed speech since last 1 year, then he repeat one thing every time: labor market is tight. But after this NFP number, he cannot say labor market is tight. And CPI is dropping so fast that you can see not just 2%, CPI can hit 0% before this year end. So on Monday there is not big news. Your first news on Wednesday CPI, then on July 13 your PPI. PPI is already near 1% and next step is 0. Then on Friday your last news inflation expectation number. So you will get 3 type of inflation number this week, and 3 of them will go down. That's why Fed will not hike interest rate in July FOMC meeting. So when market pricing for 25 basis point rate hike this month priced out, gold will go up. And since this is your last week before blackout period, from Monday to Sunday they will speak again, and when they will speak, what they will say, it depends on their mood. But watch carefully what they say this last week. And after this NFP, the recent comments from Goldsby, he is saying they are on golden path to decrease inflation without recession. While most powerful person in FOMC, Fed once said that there is no other way to solve inflation without recession. So both two person are saying opposite thing. But all FOMC members except Powell, they all are dovish. And your CPI news this week become more important because last week you saw 10-year tips, that's mean your real yield, that breakout and made new high. While you can see gold is not going below 1893. So that trade is already over and gold is ignoring real yield. And when CPI will drop this week, this yield will increase. So opposite action in real yield and gold price, you can say gold is super strong. But this month you will see big price action every week because you have big news every week. So 1935 is a strong resistance level on all time frame from daily to H1. And weekly time frame after 61% retracement, you have seen rejection by 3 candlestick near 1918. So if CPI drops this week like NFP, then closing will be at 1959 or maybe higher. And monthly time frame, gold always goes opposite to real yield, but now you are seeing opposite price action because Fed said something about real yield and news channel are not talking about it. So this month candlestick, if strong support 1893 survive, then there is only one resistance 2075. And scalp trader H1 time frame, this is your strong resistance 1935. If it break out on CPI, then buy retest and next resistance 1954. So it can stay sideways before CPI, but big price action will come on CPI news. And since this is last week before beginning of blackout period, so you will see many political news, and most important is trade war, which was started in 2017. Gold went from $1,300 to $2,000 because of that news, and that trade war has changed into chip war. And next war is rare earth material war, because since this top you have seen Russia war news almost every week, but focus on US China trade relationship. Cold War has started and China ban on this material has already started. And to understand this entire game, how it will affect US economy, Chip War is best book to read, because you do not know how it will change everything. The third level of this old war. Because gold ignoring tips is not ordinary thing. So instead of reading that confusing news headline, better you read this book, Chip Bar.